favor of Ukraine being independent, democratic, and reliable partner for both the United States and the United Europe. So this is, to the best of my knowledge, the position of the United States as to Ukraine. And if one compares the position of the United States under different administrations and the position of the European Union, I would say that the United States policy towards Ukraine was much more European than the position of the European Union towards Ukraine.
Or some European countries.
Well, I'm not talking about the period starting from May the 1st. Perhaps the position will change, at least we do hope. Some people say that the United States are interested in pushing Ukraine under the Russia's domination. I don't believe in these assertions. Simply, if one analyzes the policy of the United States recently in the former Soviet Union, one may notice that the United States are trying to consolidate, to establish and to consolidate their presence, which is not to the liking of Russia. And despite all of this, the United States are pursuing their interests in the former Soviet Union. To push Ukraine closer to Russia would be a wrong and ill-prepared policy on the part of the United States administration. I do remember the worst time when, at the beginning of, in autumn 1991, immediately after Ukrainian parliament has proclaimed its independence, there was a serious debate within the U.S. administration of then President Bush Sr. as to whether to recognize independence of Ukraine. And I remember that as a result of this debate, the parts of the administration, one leading by the State Department, were against recognition of Ukraine, and the Department of Defense were in favor of recognition of Ukraine, then headed by current Vice President Cheney. And finally the result was positive, but for this the interference of the White House and National Security Council was needed. So I don't believe the United States will push Ukraine closer under the domination of Russia.
If I may add, we have to keep in mind that the American policy towards the former Soviet Union countries is very much conservative one. Means that American politicians, they will not die in political terms, of course, for independence of the post-Soviet Union states. It's up to these states to be at least half a step ahead, because if not, the Americans will always address the safe policy of addressing Moscow.
The only thing I would say, thank goodness the election is close in Ohio and Michigan, because knowing how U.S. foreign policy is formulated, that's very useful at the moment in keeping their attention on Ukraine. But on general terms, I wonder if you could both speak more about 9/11. At the time 9/11 came, we all thought Washington reoriented to another policy. It was going to be a little interested in East Central Europe. What I found interesting in President Naivsky's talk was this recasting of this Southeast vector in a way of placing it now in America's global interest in this belt of instability. But more generally, if you, from what you know, what have you seen going on, and was there a period when Washington became less interested, and now this has once again changed again? How much does that relate to their view of Russia to a degree, but how much is it also relating to this instability zone in the Iraq venture?
All right. I think